For this test, the user is to put themselves in the shoes of a developer. The role of the developer would be to easily keep track of how popular their application is by adding a graph widget onto the dashboard. When the user first logs into the page, the prototype will prompt the user to first begin by adding a new widget to the initially empty dashboard. From here, the user is able to mouse over the various functions to get descriptions of the functionalities. For the first task, the user is to add a bar graph for the application MyENV with the data period set to 2nd July to 15 July 2014. To do this, the user first clicks on the Add a Widget button. A pop-up will appear for the user to input the details of what he wants displayed. Hence, the user will input MyENV into the Select Application field, hit rate into the Metrics field, select bar graph for the type of representation, scroll to July to input 2nd July 2014 to 15 July 2014 as the date range, and the MyENV hit rate 2nd July 2014 to 15 July 2014 into the header title. They would then click Add Metrics. Next, the user would now like to compare their application MyENV with another application that they have developed called MyTransport to find out which application is doing better and keep the two graphs in a single graph widget on the dashboard. For this, the user would click the Add App Metric button with a pop-up will appear again. Once again, the user will select MyTransport and would ensure that the metrics are hit rate for type of metrics and bar graph for type of representation. They will then click Add Metrics. The user now feels that it will be better to track each graph in an individual widget. Hence, how to first go about doing that would be to remove the MyTransport graph that was last plotted. To do this, they have to click on any bar on the MyTransport graph and click on the Remove App Metric button. After which, the next task would be to add the graph that was just deleted into a new widget. Hence, the user clicks the Add a Widget button again, and this time inputs MyTransport into the Select Application field. Lastly, the user will enter the header title as MyTransport with hit rate to 2nd July 2014 to 15 July 2014. Lastly, the user would like to place the widget with the hit rate for MyTransport in a more prominent place. Hence, the user would swap the graphs for MyTransport and MyENV. To achieve this, the user would drag the widget containing the graph for MyTransport to the approximate location of the widget with MyENV. The widget containing MyENV would be displaced to the bottom. After which, the user would drag the widget containing the graph for MyENV to the original location of the widget containing the graph for MyTransport. Later on, the user would realize that there is no longer a need for the MyENV widget and would hence need to delete this. To do this, the user would have to click on the cross located on the top right hand corner of the MyENV widget.